Hello everyone. I'm using a different soundtrack. This is the soundtrack score. And seeing as I've run into a bit of a stiff, as you should all know if you are with me on Google Plus. The thing is, I also lost a few videos. So I'm here now to read chapter 4 again. Like the third time. Because the first time I recorded, it wasn't a good recording. And the second time, it was a better recording, but I lost it. I lost both of those recordings, so yeah. Yap. Yap. Sorry, just so you guys know, I may be losing my voice. It's just because, for some reason, I'm getting a random little cold thing. It's like a cold, but I'm not coughing, I'm not sneezing, I'm just losing my voice, that's it. It's getting loud. This soundtrack is over an hour long, so... But this chapter's not. This chapter is probably like less than half an hour long. As soon as I find it in my book. Ah, there it is. Chapter 4. Because I have chapter 3 up. This will be up tomorrow. It is Tuesday. I know I did not upload anything yesterday. My mom dragged me out of the house. So my brother can put a new account and basically lock me out of that other account. And I can't really download anything without the I can't really log into the other account that has all my stuff on it, so I gotta re-record this. But anyway, let's make this a bit louder and walk away from the computer. I really want my phone to okay, so I'm going to unplug it. Okay, guys. Let's sit in this chair. Okay. Now I don't need to be in my uncomfortable chair that we're using as a computer chair. Yeah, that is loud enough. Okay. Anyways, let's get to this. Chapter 4, Ravener. For those of you that don't know, and we'll find out in chapter 5 what it is. I think it might be said at the end of this chapter, but a Ravener is actually a type of demon in this series. And it's the first... actually second demon Clary encounters. The first one was at the club in chapter 1. So, as you know. Okay. Well, let's get to this. This is a short chapter. It's only like 9 pages long, so let's hope I do not mess up. But my eyes wander when I'm reading, and so it's just like, wait, what? And that's literally what it's like. I can feel a little tickle in my throat. Okay. The night had gotten even hotter, and running home felt like a swimming... And I'm already messing up. Okay. And running home felt like swimming as fast as she could through boiling soup. At the corner of her block, Clary got trapped at a "Don't Walk" sign. She jittered up and down impatiently on the balls of her feet while traffic whizzed by in a blur of headlights. She tried to call home again, but Jace hadn't been lying. His phone wasn't a phone. At least it didn't look like any phone Clary had ever seen before. The sensor's buttons didn't have any numbers on them, just more of those bizarre symbols. And there was no screen. Jogging up the street toward her house, she saw that the second floor windows were lit, the usual sign that her mother was home. Okay, she told herself, everything is fine. But her stomach tightened the moment she stepped into the entryway. The overhead light had burned out and the foyer wasn't... Okay. And the foyer was in darkness. The shadows seemed full of secret movement, shivering, and she... Okay. Stop. No, that... My eyes are wandering more than usual. I don't know why this is. The shadows seemed full of secret movement. Shivering, she started upstairs. And just where do you think you're going? Said a voice. Clary whirled. What? She broke off. Her eyes were adjusting to the dimness, and she could see the shape of a large armchair drawn up in front of Madame Dorothy's closed door. The old woman was wedged into it like an overstuffed cushion. In the dim... Okay. In the dim... Okay, this is not working. Okay, now... Nah. Sounds weird to me, and it feels weird, but I'll deal with it. It's worse. I'll just try and fix it as quietly as I can. Okay. The old woman was wedged into it like an overstuffed cushion in the dim... Cushion? I can't talk. In the dimness, Clary could see only the round shape of her powdered face, the white lace fan in her hand, the dark yawning gap of her mouth when she spoke. Oh, wait, no, gap of her mouth when she spoke. There's no pause between gap of her mouth and when she spoke. I just do that sometimes. Because I lose my place because my eyes wander. Because there's just... My eyes read faster than my brain. My eyes consume, and then I end up forgetting what my eyes saw before. Your mother, Dorothea said, has been making a god-awful racket up there. What's she doing? Moving furniture? I don't think... And the stairwell lights burned out. Did you notice? Dorothea wrapped her fan against her... Dorothy wrapped her fan against the arm of the chair. Can't your mother get her boyfriend in to change it? Luke isn't... The skylight needs washing too. It's filthy. No wonder it's nearly pitch black in here. This... Okay. Luke is not the landlord, Clary wanted to say, but didn't. This was typical for her elderly neighbor. Once she got Luke to come around and change the light bulb, she'd ask him to do 100 other things. Pick up her groceries, go out her shower. Once she made him chop up an old sofa with an axe so she could get it out of the apartment without taking the door off the hinges. That just seems almost like laziness. Like, I don't know what it's like to try and get the door out. Well, couch out if the door is not big enough, but still. And, well, we just took, like, legs off of our couch. With our recent move, that's what we had to do. And since we couldn't do it, my brother took a hammer to the legs. Well, we were throwing the couch out anyways, but still. He took a hammer to the legs. And one of the legs nearly hit me. Signs of my bad luck. But anyways. Okay. Clary sighed. I'll ask. You'd better, Dorothea snapped her fan shut with a flick of her wrist. Clary's sense that something was wrong only increased when she reached the apartment door. It was unlocked, hanging slightly open, spilling a wedge-shaped shaft of... It's almost a tongue twister. Wedge-shaped shaft of light onto the landing. With a feeling of increasing panic, she pushed the door open. Inside the apartment... Inside the apartment lights were on. All the lamps, everything turned up to full brightness. The glow stabbed into her eyes. Her mother's keys and pink handbag were on the small wrought iron shelf by the door, where she always left them. "Mom?" Clary called out. "Mom, I'm home." There was no reply. She went into the living room. Both windows were open, yards of gauzy white curtains blowing in the breeze, like restless ghosts. Only when the wind dropped and the curtains settled did Clary see... I'm just stuttering here. Only when the wind dropped and the curtains settled did Clary see that the cushions had been ripped from the sofa and scattered around the room. Some were torn lengthwise, cotton innards spilling onto the floor. The bookshelves had been tipped over, their contents scattered. The piano bench lay on its side, gaping open like a wound. Okay, my voice just went weird. Gaping open like a wound. Jocelyn's beloved music books spewing out. Most terrifying were the paintings. Every single one had been cut from its frame and ripped into strips, which were scattered across the floor. It must have been done with a knife. Canvas was almost impossible to tear with your bare hands. Now, I must say this. It is not almost impossible. I had a canvas picture. My brother broke it. He punched it with his hand. And it was broken. I was lucky that picture was free. It was a good picture and all, but it was free. I had to throw the picture out, though. But my mom got it for free from someone, because they didn't want it, and I thought it was nice. I never took a picture of it. This is basically a lady holding her knees up to her chest and looking in front of her, and it was a side view. And she was in shadow, except for her dress. Her dress wasn't in shadow. But it was a good picture. Anyways, let's get to this. The empty frames looked like bones picked clean. Clary felt the scream rise up in her chest. "Mom?" she shrieked. "Where are you, Mommy?" I am not going to shriek, guys. My brother's home, so I'm not gonna do that. Otherwise I would. I'd just use my higher voice. Like, put my throat the way it's supposed to naturally be. And then I'd have a higher voice. But yeah. I've had to open my throat more than I should because I have such a high voice. And it's just like, oh my god. It's annoying to my family. I'm like the only one in my family with a high voice. Anyways, let's get back to the book. She hadn't called Jocelyn Mommy since she was 8. Heart pumping, she raced into the kitchen. It was empty, the cabinet doors open, a smashed bottle of Tabasco sauce spilling peppery red liquid onto the... Ugh. Okay. Peppery red liquid onto the linoleum. Her knees felt like bags of water. She knew she should race out of the apartment. get to a phone, call the police. But all those things seemed distant. She needed to find her mother first, needed to see that she was all right. What if robbers had come? What if her mother had put up a fight? What kind of robbers didn't take a wallet with them, or the TV, the DVD player, or the expensive laptops? She was at the door to her mother. She was at the door to her mother's bedroom now. For a moment For a moment it looked as if this room, at least, had been left untouched. Jocelyn's handmade flowered quilts folded carefully on the duvet. Clary's own face smiled back at her from the top of the bedside table. 5 years ago, gap-toothed, smile framed by strawberry hair, a sob rose in Clary's chest. "Mom," she cried inside, "what happened to you?" Silence answered her. No, not silence. A noise sounded through the apartment, raising the short hairs along the nape of her neck, like something being knocked over, a heavy object striking the floor with a dull thud. The thud was followed by a dragging, slithering noise, and it was coming toward the bedroom. Stomach contracting in terror, Clary scrambled to her feet and turned around slowly. For a moment she thought the doorway was empty, and she felt a wave of relief. Then she looked down. It was crouched against the floor, a long, scaled creature with a cluster of flat black eyes set dead center in front of its domed skull, something like a cross between an alligator and a centipede. It had a thick, flat snout and a barbed tail that whipped menacingly from side to side, multiple legs bunched underneath it as it readied itself to spring. A shriek tore itself out of Clary's throat. She staggered back, tripped, and fell. Just as the creature lunged at her, she rolled to the side and missed her by inches, sliding along the wooden floor, its claws gouging deep grooves. A low growl bubbled from its throat. She scrambled to her feet and ran toward the hallway, but the thing was too fast for her. It sprang again, landing just above the door where it hung like a gigantic, malignant spider. Staring down at her with a cluster of eyes, its jaw opened slowly, showing a row of fanged teeth, spilling greenish drool. A long black tongue flickered out between its jaw, and it gurgled and hissed. To her horror, Clary realized that the noise it was making were words. I will do this. I'm gonna do a certain voice when it even talks like this. You want to do a certain voice. Girl, it hissed. Flesh, blood, to eat. Oh, to eat. It began to slither slowly down the wall. Some part of Clary had passed beyond terror into a sort of icy stillness. The thing was on its feet now, crawling toward her. Backing away, she seized a heavy frame photo of the bureau beside her. Off the bureau beside her. Herself and her mother and Luke at Coney Island, about to go on the bumper cars, and flung it at the monster. The photograph hit its midsection, bounced off, striking the floor with a sound of shattering glass. The creature didn't seem to notice. It came on toward her, broken glass splintering under its feet. Bones to crunch, to suck out the marrow, to drink the veins. Clary's back hit the wall. She could back up no farther. She felt a movement against her hip and nearly jumped out of her skin. Her pocket. Plunging her hand inside, she drew out the plastic thing she'd taken from Jake's. The sensor was shuddering like a cell phone set to vibrate. The hard metal was almost painfully hot against her palm. She closed her hand around the sensor just as the creature sprang. The creature hurtled into her, knocking her to the ground, and The creature hurtled into her, knocking her to the ground, and her head and shoulders slammed against the floor. She twisted to the side, but it was too heavy. It was on top of her, an oppressive, slimy weight that made her want to gag. To eat, it moaned. But it is not allowed to swallow, to savor. The hot breath in her face stank of blood. She couldn't breathe. Her ribs felt like they might shatter. Her arm was pinned between her body and the monster's, the sensor digging into her palm. She twisted, trying to work her hand free. Valentine will never know. He said nothing about a girl. Valentine will not be angry. Its lipless mouth twitched as its jaw opened. Slowly, a wave of stinking breath hot in her face. Clary's hand came free. With a scream, she hit out at the thing, wanting to smash it, to blind it. She had almost forgotten the sensor. Okay, there we go. As the creature lunged... can't talk. We're almost done this chapter, though. So, but the next chapter, guys, oh, it's long. Where was I? She had almost forgotten the sensor. As the creature lunged for her face, jaws wide, she jammed the sensor between its teeth. Felt hot, acidic drool coat her wrist and spill in burning drops into the bare skin of her face and throat. As if from a distance, she could hear herself screaming. Looking almost surprised, the creature jerked back, the sensor lodged between two teeth. It growled, a thick, angry buzz, and threw its head back. Clary saw it swallow, saw the movement of its throat. I'm next, she thought, panicked. Suddenly the thing began to twitch, spasming uncontrollably. It rolled off Clary and onto its back, multiple legs churning the air. Black fluid poured from its mouth. Gasping for air, Clary rolled over and started to scramble away from the thing. She'd nearly reached the door when she heard something whistle through the air next to her head. She tried to duck, but it was too late. An object slammed heavily into the back of her skull, and she collapsed forward into blackness. Yeah, we're almost done, guys. Not even 3 pages. So, yeah. Well, technically, it's only like 2 pages. One's back to back. And the other's just there. It's just one side. So, yep. Light stabbed through her eyelids, blue, white, and red. There was a high, wailing noise, rising in pitch like the scream of a terrified child. Clary gagged and opened her eyes. She was lying on cold, damp grass. The night sky rippled overhead. The putrid gleam of stars washed out by city lights. Jace knelt beside her, the silver cuffs on his wrists throwing off sparks of light as he tore the piece of cloth he was holding into strips. Don't move. The wailing threatened to split her ears in half. She turned her head to the side disobediently and was rewarded with a razoring stab of pain that shot down her back. She was lying on a patch of grass behind Jocelyn's carefully tended rose bushes. The foliage partially hid her view of the street, where a police car, its blue and white bar flashing, was pulled up to the curb. Siren wailing, already a small knot of neighbors had gathered. Staring as the car door opened, and two blue-uniformed officers emerged. The police, she tried to sit up and gagged again, fingers spasming into the damp earth. I told you not to move, Jace hissed. Ravner demon got you in the back of the neck. It was half dead, so it wasn't much of a sting, but we have to get you to the institute. Hold still. That thing, the monster, it talked. Clary was shuddering uncontrollably. You've heard a demon talk before. Jace's hands were gentle as he slipped a strip of knotted cloth under her neck and tied it. It was smeared with something waxy. Like the gardener herself, her mother used to keep her paint and turpentine abused hands soft. Whereas with me, my hands are like damaged and dry from paint and a bunch of other stuff because I can use hardly any creams on my hands. I'm allergic to almost every hand cream that's known. Hypoallergenic? Yeah, I don't think so. It just bothers me. Anyway, back to the book. The demon pandemonium. It looked like a person. Now, sorry if I say this demon's name wrong. I'll put a name here somewhere on the screen. It was an Eidolon demon. A shape changer. Raveners look like they look, not very attractive, but they're too stupid to care. It said it was going to eat me, but it didn't. You killed it. Jace finished the knot and sat back. To Claire's relief, the pain in the back of her neck had faded. She hauled herself into a sitting position. The police are here. Her voice came out like a frog's croak. There's nothing they can do. Somebody probably heard you screaming and reported it. 10 to 1, those aren't real police officers. Demons have a way of hiding their tracks. My mom, Clary said, forcing the words through her swollen throat. There's Ravener poison coursing through your veins right now. You'll be dead in an hour if you don't come with me. He got to his feet and held out a hand to her. She took it and he pulled her upright. Come on. The world tilted. Jay slid a hand across her back, holding her steady. He smelled of dirt, blood, and metal. Can you walk? I think so. She glanced through the densely blooming bushes. She could see the police coming up the path. One of them, a slim blonde woman, held a flashlight in one hand. As she raised it, Claire saw the hand was fleshless, a skeleton hand sharpened to bone points at the fingertips. Her hand! I told you they might be demons. Jace glanced at the back of the house. We have to get out of here. Can we go through the alley? Clary shook her head. It's bricked up. There's no way. Her words dissolved into a fit of coughing. She raised her hand to cover... She raised her hand to cover her mouth. It came away red. She whimpered. He grabbed her wrist, turned it over so the white, vulnerable flesh of her inner arm lay bare under the moonlight. Traceries of blue vein mapping the inside of her skin, carrying poisoned blood to her heart, her brain. Clary felt her knees buckle. There was something in Jace's hand, something sharp and silver. She tried to pull her hand back, but his grip was too hard. She felt a stinging kiss against her skin. When he let go, she saw an inked black symbol, like the ones that covered his skin, just below the fold of her wrist. This one looked like a set of overlapping circles. What's that supposed to do? It'll hide you, he said, temporarily. He slid the thing Clary thought was a knife back into his belt. It was a long, luminous cylinder, as thick around as an index finger and tapering to a point. My steel, he said. Clary didn't ask what that was. She was busy trying not to fall over. The ground was heaving up and down under her feet. Jace, she said, and she crumbled into him. He caught her as if he were used to catching fainting girls, as if he did it every day. Maybe he did. He swung her up into his arms, saying something in her ear that sounded like covenant. Clary tipped her head back to look at him, but saw only the stars cartwheeling. Wait, what? I just lost my place. Okay. Clary tipped her head back to look at him, but saw only the stars cartwheeling across the sky overhead. Then the bottom dropped out of everything, and even Jason... Okay, let's read the sentence again. Then the bottom dropped out of everything, and even Jason's arms around her were not enough to keep her from falling. And that is the end of the chapter, guys. Yeah. Chapter 5. It's really... I know this is longer than I said it would be in the beginning, but... Yeah. Well, we left off basically with Clary going into unconsciousness. It's almost like how I ended one part on Brownie's career, Valentina's backstory. Yeah. She went into unconsciousness. And I got some ideas from this book about how long Valentina stayed into unconsciousness, which was 3 days. There's a spoiler for Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is going to take a long time. I might split into 2 parts. And I will need water. Lots of water. Yeah. Here. I'll see. So, Chapter 5 goes from page 56 to... Okay, hold on. To 81. That is a lot of pages, so yeah. I'm telling you that now. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. And this will most likely be up tomorrow. And yeah. Also, today I'm going to upload a drawing tutorial of vinyl. I did not lose that, which is thankfully, because I have to delete the videos off my phone and have them saved onto the computer. And that's because I need that. I need to have that because of what it does. Okay. Yeah, I'm having trouble stopping. Because I can just basically upload that right away after I cut some parts of me talking to my brother, because my brother interrupted me twice. Yes, he knows I record these. So he knows I record things. He only knows about my drawing videos, which is basically tutorials now. I'm making them tutorials, and now I've got to do one of Octavia. That's the... I know I said in at the end of Vinyl's tutorial that I would do it, but I was like, maybe I should do a poll. I took some background characters and some foreground, main characters, and I put them into a poll. there was, I think, 2 votes for Rainbow Dash, 1 vote for Derpy, like 5 or 6 votes for Octavia. Yeah, she dominated the poll. And 1 vote for Lyra, I think. Oh, that is getting quite loud. Yeah. This one's called Where's the Cop? And I'm reading it from far away. Because I'm sitting on one end of the living room while the computer's on the other. Yeah, so. Once you guys are going to be waiting a while for one of the readings I want to do, but it's because it's going to be after this Mortal Instruments, because I'm still reading it. I'm still reading it while making these videos, so I can't read them as fast as I could if I just had like a paperback. But I don't. It's a digital copy. And thank you, person. I forgot your name because it happened so long ago. Here, I will take the computer now. Okay. Take the book with me. My paperback. For the paperbacks. Okay, let's go to Brownie Square. Oops. Sorry, leaders. I know you're subscribed to me. So, I did not. I was recording this. Let's turn this down. Okay. Thank the lights. Oh my god. No. Why? Oh, okay. I have to go really far back in my profile. I actually upload a lot. So as far back as before I uploaded episode. It was in July, but still. Let's go June. It goes to like the end of the June. May? June? This doesn't work. Okay, let's just scroll down. Scroll down. And wait, just scrolling down. We're only at July 18th. Okay. And that is chapter 3. That's the... I'm lucky I upload things. I am lucky I upload updated things, because I lost quite a bit of things. It's chapter 2. My singing video, if you want, guys, check it out. It'll be in the description. I have to keep that video up. It was part of the dare, because I uploaded that video up on the dare. There's chapter 1. Now, where's that? Where is it? Where's that? It's Helen, where is it? I can't have... it's this post. The all 19 comments. Okay. Brownie Square. It's Steam Master. Steam Master, if you ever watch these videos, I want to thank you for the Clockwork Angel. I'm only on chapter 14, I think, and I've been doing very little reading. Because I'm so busy. I'm drawing, I'm recording videos. I'm not as busy as I was. I'm more busy than I was last year. In August, when I read the entire Mortal Instruments series in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks. Also, everyone who's ever going to be interested in Valentina's backstory, it is right now at 3,418 words and 8 pages. So, and I use size 11 font. I don't like size 12. Okay. Well, yeah, I know this is longer than it should have been because I ended this a while ago. So, this was chapter 4, Ravener. Or Ravener, or really that's the only two pronunciations I think is possible for that. But, guys, just so you know, I will tell you guys something. No one really knows how to pronounce the Shadowhunter Home Country, which will be coming up in the next chapter. More spoilers for next chapter. But I pronounce it Idris. Some pronounce it Idris, or I have friends who pronounce it odd ways. I don't know how they come up with it, but they do. And then there's the city, Alicante. That's how I pronounce it. Some pronounce it Alicante, or something like that. I say Alicante. So, yeah. Well, this is it, and bye.